See, a writer can profit from things that may be just unpleasant or boring to someone else.
This is William S. Burroughs, and right now he is discussing heroin addictions, referring to his published book, Junkie. However, we'll be looking at something else from Burroughs, specifically his work regarding the cut-up method. Burroughs is well known for his work around the refinement and employment of the cut-up method. In the book, Cut-Up Narratives from William S. Burroughs to the Present, written by Edward S. Robinson, there is a particular chapter called Beyond the Written Word, Cut-Ups in Other Media. Beyond the Written Word Cut-Ups in Other Media is a form of intervention used to transform the type of media this technique was used on. This change in technical application transforms the piece, adding its own level of effect without becoming an imitation of the original.
This is the way I do cut-ups. I don't know if it's like the way Brian Geisen does his or Burroughs does his, I don't know. But this is the way I do.
This is a clip of David Bowie from an interview with the BBC back in the 90s. He talks about his use of the cut-up method to help brainstorm and create lyrics. He also mentions an important name. Bowie says the name Burroughs. Here, he is referring to William S. Burroughs. We can see how Bowie is taking media from other sources and transforming them into his own original piece, without the previous media carrying across into his lyrics.
Diaries and things, and I was finding out amazing things about me and what I'd done.
I found this method of transforming media and intervening with it incredibly intriguing. On YouTube, you can find a video containing audio of a conversation with William S. Burroughs, where he talks about the cut-up method and his ideology behind it.
As I may make a cut-up, I don't do it too often anymore, and out of 10 pages use a sentence.
So you simply wait until coincidence gives you something artistically good in your terms?
Absolutely.
Oh, I see. So you use coincidence not just to be random, but as a tool of the artist?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I see.
This concept of skimming through pages of different media and cutting out words, essentially flying through tens of pages to create a single sentence, was fascinating to me. The way Burroughs uses coincidence to further his technique and improve it is rather remarkable. I then intervened with this combined method of words from a length of pages picked at random, over time creating sentences. The way in which I did this was by looking at the work of Alan Watts, a writer and philosopher. After some short research, I found a complete transcript of his life's work. I skimmed through the pages, reading each line, picking words that just jumped out to me at random, or other words that jumped out more than others. Eventually, I was able to create sentences. In Robinson's book, when previously mentioned, he discusses how the cut-up method in other media can transform the piece, becoming something original and not carrying over aspects of the original piece. When applying this cut-up method to Alan Watts, I noticed that there was still a major aspect of the original piece embedded into what I had created: the presence of mind and words that makes the reader think. Alan Watts' philosophical nature carried on from his work to my cut-up. But I believe this to be okay, as my work still provoked thought, regardless of being a cut-up version of what Alan Watts had said. But is this not the essence of philosophy, to make people think? I find it interesting how the outcome can be changed based on what material is being cut up, and how the cut-up material is also being used. With Bowie, he used this method to create new meanings from what he had rearranged. With my experiment of Watts's work, I created new strings of sentences, provoking thought with what I had arranged. However, with philosophy, there is no clear answer to what is being said, for that answer is only known to the reader, and it changes for every reader. The cut-up method is truly something to behold. It can greatly boost creativity and thought promotion. It really goes to show that it can be used in a vast amount of ways, and that everyone should consider trying it out for themselves. I believe it was pivotal for the cut-up method to be refined and used by Burroughs, as it helped this transformation technique. I also believe that Burroughs' implementation of adding coincidence to the cut-up technique really adds another layer to the method of transformation of media.